Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the space. Here we are launching our third version of Sunday Stacks for 2025. Season 3 kicks off today. Welcome to Sunday Stacks. I'm Shemekka Ebony.
And I am Michael Stewart-Isaacs.
And we're Sunday Stacks, and we are here to bring you a joy filled, power filled, energy filled experience here on the Sunday Stacks podcast network that you can find on a live podcast network. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, download the Alive Podcast Network and subscribe to Sunday Stacks to make sure you stay connected and in tune with what we have to offer here in our community that we're building together. So as we've done in seasons past, we're looking forward to having this time an opportunity to lift up how's it stacking. Week for week, we have the intention here at Sunday Stacks to make sure that you're building your capacity, you're becoming the better version of yourself, and we're here to give you some tools and anecdotes and ideas and revelations to help you get there. So let's kick off our how's it stacking this week. How's it stacking for you, Michael?
I am so excited to be here in season 3 of Sunday Stacks. And yes, it is stacking for me amazingly. Just getting a chance to start the new year. And every new year, I get the honor and the privilege of celebrating my little girl's birthday. But not just any birthday this year, it is her 18th birthday. Yes, 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 yes. Shout out to Ali Hera of the Brilliant Bunch. We love you so dearly. She
Yes.
turned 18 this month. Start off the new year. I don't think you can get a better start to the new year than celebrating your child's 18th birthday. So, it's an honor, it's a privilege. She is our of our first set of children. She's the youngest, and so she now has crossed that pinnacle threshold of 18, preparing herself to wrap up high school and get prepared for college. So just excited to just be a part of that guiding process and really being the kind of parent that really is involved, but at the same time getting your kids set up for their future to be an adult and really kind of mature to the next levels. So that is how it's been stacking up for me in the family level. And there's so many more things, that have been going on so well and just overall in preparing for the community this year in 2025. So let me ask you, Shemek, how's it stacking for you?
Well, let's get deep because I think you talked about something very powerful when we talked about how's it stacking for you and the importance of family and this milestone. You understand, and for those listeners that are new, we are a married couple that have created this platform to really enhance and amplify ways of being in the areas of family, community, and company. And so, with you kicking off with stacking, celebrating Ali Hera's 18th birthday, what is it like for you being a man, spending 18 years, being involved in your daughter's life, and coming to this place where I guess society would say it's now time for you to back off? But what is that like for you?
Well, I would say being a father and seeing a daughter just get to this place where you kind of have to prepare her for her future to be on her own. Fathers, if we're any good, we're very protective of our children, but most importantly, our daughters are our hearts. And so essentially, for me, I've just been really mindful of just being able to be a hero, be a influencer, be someone my daughter actually regards in a way that she will actually want to listen to my advice and hear things that I have to say to grow. Sometimes I have to be animated and playful. Like I have like different costumes, for example, that I will put on. For example, I put on a little like the wise men type of hats that you see in different like Asian like Chinese movies and films and stuff like that. And I would play with different themes to just communicate ways of being fun and clever to keep my kids' attention. Right now, attention, as you all know, is the number one thing out there. So you have to be very intentional as a new age dad to know how to still get your kids' attention enough that you're cool enough, but at the same time, influential enough that you can cut through the fray of so many other suggestions that they get with social media. So I would just tell anybody out there just after 18 years of just kind of going through the actions of being present as much as possible, being attentive to events, school events. My daughter has graduated to being involved in sports. And, that's an area where I wanted to be more involved, but this is her private thing, her new space where she's a wrestler. and she's growing friendships. So, you know, I think that's the part of growing up is you know when to be there, but then you also have to know when to give them space as they're trying to discover and figure things out on their own. And I think that's kind of been some of the joys that I've had in reflecting on the last couple of years from 16 to 18, let alone the last 18 years overall. Yeah,
Powerful.
so
Yeah.
that those are my thoughts, you know.
That's good stuff. Thank you for lifting that. That's so important when we think about how do we stack with our family? How do we stack in building relationships? And it's been a blessing and an honor and a joy to see how you have been very intentional in your parenting. So it's so befitting as we think about this year and we think about how these things launch for 2025 that we are mindful, that we are intentional with the relationships we build with our kids. When I think about how's it stacking for me this week, I've been very centered in family as well. I'm technically still on vacation. The
Right.
office is closed still. And in this time, it's given me an opportunity to assess relationships. One of the things that has been part of my I guess my meditation this week is around how we view our relationships or our accountability to friendships and the difference between friendships, building friendships as relationships, and then understanding what your assignment is. And so often I found myself through the years being so upset trying to make friends out of people that were really supposed to be an assignment, meaning I was assigned to their life to enlighten them in some way or they were assigned to my life to enlighten me in some way, and I didn't want to let them go. I didn't want them to pass their due season. I wanted to keep them around. So you find nostalgic reasons to bring you back together, not knowing that the fruitful season of that relationship or assignment has passed, and I was supposed to grow and move on, but limitations, my own fears, insecurities, which I write a lot about in While I'm Getting Naked. So if you are finding yourself in this relationship influx of trying to figure out who's who and why and what and why they leave or why they won't stay. While I'm Getting Naked can be a good reflective journal to kind of help you get to the root of what it is you're trying to replace in your life with people that are outgoing or out living their season. And so when I think about how the stacking, it's been a refreshing experience for me to have this revelation as we're moving forward so that I can get refocused on my assignments and understand that there is a role I play in people's lives and I have to be held accountable to continue to show up for them in that way without the expectation of reciprocity or without the expectation they're going to be that for me and understanding the I guess the warning signs or the illuminations when the season is wrapping and it's time to move on or there's evidence of progression and growth and like I like to call the nanny McPhee method, you know, people they'll want you when they don't need you, and they need you when they don't want you.
I
And
love it.
being able to process that has been important to me. So that's pretty much what I've been focusing on with How's It Stacking this week.
I love that. I love the insight. I love the intent of it all, just to kind of give a good reflection. As most of us start our new years, we're always trying to get new perspective. And as you know, as you reflect on friends, I definitely can accept those thoughts and those sentiments as, you know, I'm maturing in life and our friendships have to mature, even if they take time. I always have one good advice from a good friend of mine. It always says, if anyone's ever a good friend, even if you don't talk to each other for a long time, several seasons, several years, as soon as you all start talking, you click right back where you left off, and that's a sign of a good friend. So, you know, for whoever that's necessary for, definitely take that. Something I want to also reflect on in our stack and Shemekka is just our commitment in regards to being really intentional as a couple. You know, for those out there with
Yeah.
our family, you know, we're a blended family and we're grateful. Shout out to any other blended families out there in the audience. But one of the things as a couple, we still have to make sure, regardless of being parents, we have time for each other and we're giving each other the time we deserve. So part of that, I'm excited to say we made some revelations and great commitments to doing simple things like date nights. But me and Shemekka realized like what we're best suited for in regards to what style of date that we're looking for. So for me, I've committed in 2025 to give us more date nights that reflect dancing. Yes,
Okay.
giving us some dance nights, some Latin dancing, some reggae dancing nights, some cool, fun experiences such as those to really
Better
kind of
stretch.
have fun and really, hey, I'm a stretch now. I should, you know, you gotta see that. Like, I'm gonna make sure I stretch now. I'm gonna do the moves now. Don't let the age fool you now. But definitely excited. possibilities of being able to take my wife out more and really give her the experiences she deserves going into the new year and making sure that we have some romantic time for each other. And dancing is going to be where we are able to achieve that.
That's
You
where
have,
we started.
yeah, what, are you going to tell them now?
That's where
That's
it
how we
started.
started, right? That's how we really fell in love on the dance floor. That's for another episode right there. But I'm gonna let them hear what you've committed to getting us to do this year as a couple.
Oh, I am super excited. I don't want to say, well, I like adrenaline, I'll put it that way. And so, creating experiences is something that I have committed to this year to do more of, to have experiential dating. And so, there'll be times when I'll create an experience, whether it's an escape room or sex throwing or
She
golfing.
making me excited, y'all.
You mean, how can you top hot air balloons? How can you top uh uh
Museum.
museums? How can you top just lazy river floating like on a hot, beautiful summer
And she's
day?
saying things to you all that comes to her mind. And thus now we as a family or us as a couple, we have to now go for exploration of I mean,
I'm
Shemekka
excited.
is super adventurous and I will never, never want to change that aspect of her spirit because I promise
Thank you,
you,
baby.
sometimes I could be lazy in my own ways that I'm content. And having someone like her that's always out there exhilarating moments that allow for us to really have some strong adventures that are great memories as well too. I am grateful to have my wife to always push me to that to really
And
grow.
I'll be transparent too. The area I'm working on and how I show up for our relationship is that I can plan some incredible things. And then by the time it actually happens, I'm exhausted.
You're so funny, but it's understandable. Yes, it sounds better in our mind than when our physical bodies have to now be met with the challenges of jet skiing or
The
wind sailing
wipeout
or
thing we did at Fantasy
oh my
Bakery.
goodness, that was something. So yes, we usually pay the price, but hey, that's why I love sleep. Sleep is the best mode of recovery and getting your energy back. But I promise you, once we sleep and rest, you would act like we never did anything, and she ready to find the next activity or adventure we got to be on, y'all. So, but that works. That works for the careers we have. So that definitely is awesome.
I love it. And that's important, when you think about how you prioritize building the relationship, especially for those that are building businesses and maybe doing it together, or you could be doing it separately. A good way to include your partner is to have these, the same way you would focus on team building for your staff. Think about the team building you need to have in your family and how you all build relationship into 2025. So, definitely make sure you tap in to the Live Podcast Network and tap into Sunday Stats for weekly incentives on how to build your relationship stronger, build your company stronger, and build your family stronger. This is the intent of why we're being here present with you all with Sunday Stacks, and we find it the importance to lay this foundation to help you navigate what's possible by bringing our lived experience expertise to the forefront so that you can see and learn and grow from us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what else? I mean, with season three, what we got to really kind of break down for our audience this year. What are they to expect from us? How is Sunday Stacks going to continue to be a show for them to tune into? Because we value your time as our audience, and we want to make sure that everything that we're offering you does help your life stack up week for week, and that's our goal. Just to enjoy, see how we enjoy life, and we want you to find reflections of yourself in the way we see life that you all can truly continue to thrive and grow and stack up like you deserve to.
Absolutely. So we're in season 3. So if you're just hearing this, welcome to Sunday Stacks. If you're not new to this, but you're true to this, then you may have been rocking with us this year for 10 years. And so we want to take a moment to just celebrate and shout out that that's what we're centering, amplifying this space on Sunday Stacks podcast is to celebrate the wins, navigate the challenges and see the victories even in those too through revelation. And so, as we gather and convene with intention for season 3, we're introducing something I think is going to be important in how we look at how we build ourselves, build up our spiritual souls each week. And so, we're incorporating Soulful Sunday as you kind of got the palate taste for it with Sunday school last season. And so, we want to make sure with Soulful Sunday we're taking a moment to invest our time and energy and our knowledge and our lived experience expertise into your soul being filled week for week. And so this week, I wanted to lift up for our Soulful Sunday is how we think about relationships when we think about our business relationships. I've been in business, I launched Sunday Stacks in to be a June event in 2015 and I had already by that time been featured in the Triangle Tribune for how I was bringing entrepreneurship and education through experiences of gathering and teaching people how to be entrepreneurs in a way to kind of find their way and navigate. And I was taking this from a faith-based perspective because I know that there were a lot of faith-filled people that weren't necessarily going to church on Sunday. And so Sunday Stacks began as an in-person event. We called it Sunday Stacks, and that's actually the first one I had was June 14th, 2015, where my key guest keynote speaker was Michael
I
Stewart-Isaacs.
think I've heard of him, I think so.
Oh, yes, he's incredible. From the time I met him, his energy, his passion for helping others and creating change was very radiant. And I had the opportunity to feature him and Michael Hanna as the musician for that first show. And so when I think about 2025, this is the 10-year stretch. And so the scripture that comes to mind that I really love is the scripture we find in Habakkuk. And some of you may very well be familiar with that. That might be something you've heard of before. But I want to lift this up for those of you that have been doing what may feel like you've been doing the same thing over and over again and unsure of the results. Habakkuk 2 and 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Wait for it." And I've seen the revelation of this promise and truth be real for me in my life in this journey with Sunday Stacks, that there have been so many powerful, positive things that have come out of that. And so when we look at y'all, there's going to be a lot of experiences that we're creating because there's 10-year anniversaries happening in business and family. Michael and I have been together now 10 years in 2025 as well, and we've seen each other grow and build with intention. And I don't, it's like I brag about the calm and ease it's been to build family with Michael and build business with him. We've met in community, we've stayed true to community, we've built our family around community, and we've built companies, successful companies, conglomerates, to be
Conglomerates.
exact, in these 10 years. And I would say 10 years ago, I started this journey where people outwardly could have looked at my condition and where we met as someone being housing insecure, but being faithful to what I knew God called me to do and being faithful for the long term vision, which I speak a lot about and While I'm Getting Naked. So definitely tap in and get that journal if you have not, if you really want your own reboot. See how I got naked and see how I walked it out. And Sunday Stacks was a manifestation of walking it out, having faith and believing in people that there are other pathways for success that you can tap into. And 10 years ago, entrepreneurship wasn't the popular thing to do, but shout out and thanks to Triangle Tribune for running that story. Thanks for everyone that came to the first Sunday Stacks event, and for those that came to the Soulful Sundays event that happened a few months later, as we continue to create those experiences and give environments for people to vibe together, grow together, and build together. So I'm excited about what is manifesting with that when we think about how our faith in what we've been called to do may feel like times that it's not working or it's not going. But I'm telling you, baby, 10 years in, it has been the most wonderful roller coaster ride I've had, trusting God and walking out the order steps. And I've been honored and blessed to do it with you, Michael.
Oh, that is so amazing. And I love just being able to give our audience an opportunity to fully understand and embrace that Sunday Stacks is something that is here for you all as a staple in community to really understand that your life is deserving of more. And we want to make sure that we create a platform where you hear what it should sound like and make sure that you can echo it yourself. I am always eternally grateful to Shemekka. I always say when she got me involved in the first Sunday Stacks, she was waking up a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
Someone that was doing so much when I was young, so many different accomplishments, but life beat me down a little bit. But life didn't cheat me because I found a way to reward myself week for week. And Shemekka showed me how to do that. And that's why we're here and we show up for you all with Sunday Stacks. We're not the biggest, largest platform yet, but you give us time and our consistency and our commitment will continue to grow. And as we continue to connect with our audiences, and we're coming back, we're getting live out here for you all.
Mhm.
We're going to make sure that Sunday Stacks is a platform that you fall in love with, and you make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend that you heard it here first. That Sunday Stacks is a place that really launches new ideas, new leaders, new voices, new topics that really stimulate your mindset and help you nurture your family, community, and your company. And that's the point, you know.
2025, we are bringing back Sunday Stacks Live. So make sure that you stay tapped in so that you can get your tickets to the live events that we'll be doing across country. We're really grateful, and I'm super excited because I know the impact of these live experiences to really tap into helping people have their platform to tell their why, to tell their revelations, what they've learned. So if you don't take anything else from this Soulful Sunday moment, make sure that be faithful to what you've been called to and keep walking, like keep illuminating, keep growing. Though it tarry, wait for it. And that wait doesn't mean that you're sitting around waiting. It means wait as in a waiter, like you're serving. So think about it in that perspective, like a waiter in a restaurant serves others. They um, don't anticipate waiting to be asked. They just jump out there and find themselves innovating something different. So make sure that you tap into stay on track this time, this season when you're going into your 2025 plans. As your soul is being filled in this moment, knowing that whatever you're faithful to, know that God is faithful to perform whatever He's called you to do.
I love that. I love that. We want to make sure that we continue to empower you all and continue to grow. We've given you some phenomenal topics through all of our first seasons, bringing Sunday Stacks back as a podcast. And now we want to continue to build and continue to grow and extend the leg. So thank you, Shemekka, for your commitment to continuing this platform and making it a place for people
Thank you,
to
God.
find their voice and really get some lessons, but also at the same time, encouragement as well as a can-do attitude type of spirit. Because there's too many people out there that just feel like they're defeated or beaten down from life, and we don't deserve to feel like that at any juncture. Was there any other cool things that you've been doing this week, Shemek? I think I want to make sure our audience knows that not only are you true to this, but you've been doing some phenomenal things globally as well too that you've been committed to. I think the audience least needs to hear about that. You know.
Listen, thank you for lifting this up. Since 2022, December 2022, when we found ourselves advocating I Am Brilliant and Healthy at an event we did in Sierra Leone, Freetown, Sierra Leone, we were grateful to experience 2 days in conference. Excuse me. And from that, we were able to meet Monica. Uh, Miss Kabia is the executive director of Community Girls Advocacy Network. So with that, this we call it COGAN for short. This organization they came up to us on the streets of Freetown, and they were just literally inviting us to a church service that they were having. And from that birthed a beautiful relationship. I fell in love with these girls. I fell in love with Monica's vision to create a safe space for women and girls to be mentored, to learn their own leadership development. Since we met in 2022, she has been continuing to amplify ways to pour into the girls that are part of Kogan. We've seen 2 iterations of graduates from vacation schools in which there are 4-week intensives in which she's teaching them leadership, entrepreneurship, public speaking, all these things that will be skills that these women and girls will need to amplify how they find their voice and their power in community. And we are amplifying this year in 2025. We are supporting Monica in her efforts to register Kogan or the Community Girls Advocacy Network as a NGO, which is the equivalent of a nonprofit organization here in the US. So I'm honored, I'm humbled, I'm excited for all the silent seed sowers that have been helping me with this initiative. I haven't spoken publicly a lot about it. It's kind of been the one-off relationships and conversations I've been having, but just know and understand that we're doing some work on the ground. So the seeds that you contribute, whether it's from buying While I'm Getting Naked at whileimgettingnaked.com, or even getting Monica's book that we have listed on Shemekka.com, those proceeds, a portion of those sales go back to the work that she's doing and building her organization in Freetown and Bo and Sierra Leone. And we're fully committed to amplify pathways and innovations in which we can continue to get this knowledge, access, and resources to Monica, to the young girls, women and girls in Freetown and Bo and Sierra Leone, West Africa. And we want to give you the same opportunity to partner. So definitely stay tuned as more things come. If you feel connected to this story and this truth and want to get more involved, please don't hesitate to reach out. We have some individuals that are pledging to financially support the girls as they come into their programming for 2025. These girls have to pay for their own schools, and this is like public school. What we consider is free education is not the same in Sierra Leone. They have to pay for their education. Their families have to make payments for them to be able to learn. So we find these opportunities to amplify ways that we can create change that we want to see globally and not just in our neighborhood or for those that are in proximity. But we have a global reach and we are reaching into Bo and Freetown through Monica. This 2025, we're launching harder and deeper and stronger with intention to help build capacity around her NGO, Kogan.
That is amazing work. And thank you all out here that's just enjoying the show. I hope you hear those. We need that call of action. We really need you all to participate. Be a listener of Sunday Stacks. Really go to Shemekka.com and check out the resources and the wonderful products that won't only just help these organizations, but it will also help and empower your life to really help you wake up and see opportunities in new, different, amazing, brilliant ways. So we definitely excited. As always, if you listen to us here on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We definitely need the support to continue to build on Sunday Stacks and all the content we'll continue to build for you. We're excited, as we said, season three just coming so quickly, but season two was just an amazing series of events. We had great topics. We're going to be coming with new phenomenal segments here in season three. Shemekka, as she takes the lead and reign in the show and really takes us to the next level with her events. We're
Yes.
excited and we're really going to continue to support and build from there. There's so much to build on, and I'm grateful to be a part of this story. We want to give a shout out to I Am Brilliant, iambrilliant.org. It's our producing team, but also our
Mm.
sponsors as we continue to create opportunities to partner with organizations. We're the movement of movements, and we help movements find ways to make sure that they can spread their movement better word of mouth than any other organization. So check out Sunday Stacks as well as all of what we continue to do through I Am Brilliant. And we will continue to pair the energy, pair the events, and you'll get a chance to hold sign one day for anybody that knows how I Am Brilliant gets down. So we definitely are excited. You want to tell them a little bit more about what they need to do to stay linked in on live?
Definitely make sure if you have not done so already, download a live podcast network. You can definitely go to your Play Store. You can go to your app, look up a live podcast network. Once you do that, if you really want to be intentional on how you provide support to us, then you can actually literally subscribe to Sunday Stacks on the Live Podcast Network. So definitely don't hesitate to make that an opportunity for you to be more meaningfully engaged with intention and knowing that your seeds are going to fertile ground to support not only our podcast, but support the overall network that is growing leaps and bounds. You can check us out on Sunday Stacks podcast on Instagram, where we're building that audience and building that engagement on there. And you can also check us out at sundaystacks.com, which will connect you to our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe so that we know you're there. We know you're listening. We want to cater this to be co designed with you and want to make sure that we're talking about things that are important to you. So tap into the comments, even if it's on old episodes. Don't think we're not looking. We're ready to talk at any time. And if you're a podcaster and you have an audience and you think they could glean, definitely DM us. DM me, Shemekka Ebony, and you can also reach out to Michael on all social media platforms, and we got you. So definitely thank you so much for an opportunity to build and grow with you this week. We're looking forward to stacking weekly as we bring Sunday Stacks into 2025 with power and intention.
Woo, woo, woo. So I think it's only fitting that we stick to how we usually wrap up each show as we tell everyone, I
I
am
am
brilliant
brilliant,
and
and
you
you
are
are
too.
too.
Thank you again for tuning into this edition of Sunday Stacks. We appreciate you and we look forward to connecting with you next week.
Peace.
Peace.